Hey guys, Isabel here, and thank you so much for tuning back in to watch another episode of my video blog. So today we're going to talk all about stage fright. I'm going to give you 5 main things that you can do to conquer your fear of performing and to really handle your nerves before going up on stage. They're things that have worked really well for me in the past, and I hope they work well for you. Now, one thing is that experience really does speak. I definitely don't get as nervous as I used to, but I get nervous before every single show. It's just part of who I am as a performer. I think that it's part of how much I care about my work, but it's not as much stage fright anymore because I've had so much experience. I know a lot more what to expect. So for you beginning performers out there, just stick with it. Alright, so we're going to start with number 5. Number 5 is make sure that you eat well the day of your performance. It's really important to make sure that your body feels good and feels nourished before you go on stage. If you eat too much, you're going to be heavy and slow. If you eat not enough, you're going to be weak and kind of trembly. When I started performing, I used to get so nervous that it would upset my stomach, so it would affect my eating, but then I noticed a difference when I really took care of what I put into my body before a show. So number 5 is make sure that you pay attention to what you're putting into your body the day of a show. Number 4. So this one may sound a little bit weird, but honestly it makes a big difference to me. Make sure that you go to the bathroom before you have your show. I make sure to go to the bathroom at least 10 minutes before my show, and that way it kind of helps take away the nerves, because when I get nervous I think that I have to pee, and I don't want to have to pee on stage, so sounds crazy, but it'll make yourself feel better if you empty your bladder before you go on stage, because then you won't have to worry about that. Alright, let's move on. Number 3, create a backstage routine. I like to create a lot of consistency between what I feel in rehearsal and what I feel on stage. So the number 1 thing that I do backstage is I stretch. Okay, I make sure that my body feels good, I'm warmed up, and I'm ready to do the best work that I can. Number 2, I make sure to walk my choreo. If I'm working by myself, then I walk it by myself. If I'm with a partner, I walk it with my partner. If I'm with a team, I walk it with my team. It helps get the choreography into my mind and makes me feel a lot better before I go on stage. Make sure you listen to your song. I like to listen to my song while I'm stretching. So the song for the choreography, I replay it over and over and over while I'm getting stretched out before my show. And then the last part is try not to get distracted. So when I used to go backstage, I used to get really freaked out by watching other people around me kind of buzzing around, talking, laughing. I used to get so distracted by what everyone else was doing backstage, and it would make me more nervous. So what I would do is I would put on my headphones and just really zone in, listen to my music, and stretch out and get ready for my show. Now it doesn't bother me as much, but it definitely helps me get focused by ignoring what else is going on around me. Number 2 is makeup. It's a little bit of my secret weapon, and I know it sounds like it applies more to the ladies than the men, but if you think about it this way, it applies to both of you. So when I put my makeup on, it's like I'm putting on my mask. It's kind of like my alter ego, and really just taking care and preparing your physical appearance for your show is a way of getting yourself into character and really preparing yourself for what you're going to be doing on stage. And so for me, that is another really important way that I can get focused before my show, and it really helps me calm my nerves. Because if I feel that I look good, I'm going to feel much better on stage. Alright, so now we've reached number 1. And honestly, this is my favorite part, because without this, we wouldn't be here. And that is practice. It's really, really simple. The more you practice, the less nervous you're going to be. Just rehearse. Train your body, train your mind, train your choreography, and just make sure that you know your routine inside and out. We become nervous because we're afraid, and we become afraid because something is uncertain. If you have a move that doesn't come out every single time, that's going to make you more nervous. And so in order to deal with that better, practice more. Practice that move until it comes out every single time. So for me, that's the most important thing that you can do to conquer your stage fright and to conquer your nerves before a show. Be more prepared. It's all about being prepared. If you know what you're doing out there, you're going to have confidence in that. And it has everything to do with how you rehearse, how often you rehearse, and how well you know your choreography. Alright, well that's that. I really hope that you enjoyed my 5 tips on conquering stage fright and nerves before a show. I hope that it helped, and if you have any questions or comments, please leave them below and I'll make sure to get back to you. Follow me on social media and keep in touch. I'll see you next time.